And a very pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stryker Field in Wichita, Kansas, the home field of Kapaun Mount Carmel High School, where tonight the Crusaders will entertain your Northwest Grizzlies in a Greater Wichita Athletic League soccer matchup. We'll talk more about the new Stryker Field and all the changes that are in play here, including the very room in which we're sitting. We'll talk about that during the game. Right now, we're going to take a 30-second timeout and send it straight to the Goal for Goal pregame show with head coach Bobby Brybieska. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer.
This is the Goal for Goal pregame show with head coach Bobby Brybieska. A review of our last game and a look at today's contest, sponsored by the Goal for Goal soccer camps. And now, here's the coach.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Goal for Goal pregame show, joined as always by our head coach, Bobby Brybieska. Coach, Tuesday night, a very difficult game against North High, and it could have come out a little bit differently if we could have found the back of the net.
Well, we made it difficult, Kevin. I thought our first half was not a Northwest team, and in the second half we kind of stepped it up, and the ball seemed to be up there in the second half, and I think I really feel sorry for the team because the girls worked so hard, and we're not getting rewarded with wins, but I think we seem to play well in spurts. We just have to have a complete game of 80 minutes.
Is that because that you just haven't been able to find the right person to go up there and bang in 30 or 40 goals like you've been able to do with Emily Jensen over the last few years?
It's very difficult to replace a striker like Emily Jensen. And I think it's kind of funny, but I might just have tryouts to see who can score more goals, because in I think 6-7 games now, we've only scored 2 goals. Elena scored the first goal for us, and then Darlene Simon had a real nice goal against Derby, so we've only scored 2 goals. It doesn't look well for our offense, so I've got to find the right strikers.
It does say something, though, for the defense when you consider, Elena's goal came in the game that we won, albeit in penalty kicks, but it got us there. And then Darlene's goal came in the game we tied, and without it, we would have had a loss. So it says that the defense has been playing well. It's not like you're getting blown out 9-0 by everybody.
Well, I think when you got people like Lauren in the back, Lauren Bestrange, that captain Amy Rodriguez, and Maris Quillen, and then Rachel Bazell, those 4 backs has really kept us in the game. And then you look at Nia Baker, she had 10 saves against North. So, the backs are doing their job. We just can't find the net.
So we have Kapaun Mount Carmel tonight, and I know that Kapaun has had their own struggles early in the season as well, and this is a rivalry game, and as rivalry games normally go, the records really don't mean anything. It's just us and them.
Well, it's Northwest versus Alan Shepherd again, and I enjoy working, coaching against Ken Teller. I think he's a very good coach, and he seems to get the girls in the right position. So it's going to be a tough game, not an easy game, but a tough game. I think we just have to come out and play well early in the game. It seems like the goals we give them up within the first 10 minutes, and then we dig ourselves a hole and we can't get out of it. So I'm hoping against Kapaun we can hold them off and then try to find a way to score a goal.
Have you had an opportunity to check out the new field at Stryker Field?
Yes, it's probably the nicest stadium in Wichita. I know Mays High School, they've got a real nice soccer turf, and I was out there the other day and walked on that main stadium. It's not complete, but the playing surface is okay, and I think we're going to enjoy it.
supposed to be very windy at game time, and the wind is supposed to be coming, I believe, out of the north, so it's going to blow across the field. Does that do anything to your game strategy at all?
Well, both teams have to play against that wind. But yeah, we have to. When you're serving balls from the north flank, you can't be too heavy, or the ball's going to go out of touch. But we'll have to adjust, and Kapaun has to do the same thing. So it's whoever has, I think, the right attitude, the right heart, will come out with the win.
Let's talk a little bit about your personnel. Rachel Bazell did not finish the game on Tuesday because she got injured during the first half. What's her status?
Well, Rachel has been having a great season. She went from being the left mid to the left wing back. She's just doing an outstanding job. She's had a head concussion in yesterday's game, but she was going to the doctor this morning. I haven't heard the results, but I will think that she will not play today because it's push up the concussion.
And you also have Tana Scholl in the same situation. She's been fighting a concussion since the season began.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Tana because she hasn't played 1 minute. She still has the headaches, and that's a tough concussion that she has. I just hope she can finish the season with a couple of games. Yeah, she's a good kid.
So who do you replace Rachel with on the back? I bet your back line is the most important thing. Your defense has been so solid.
Yeah, I've got several people I can go with. I could even put Brittany Murphy back there. I could put Reese Weisker. I could, and then Daphne Para. She came in yesterday replacing Rachel. I thought she was pretty effective, so I've got 2 or 3 people that can play there.
I wish you the best of luck tonight. You got a tough one against the Crusaders in again, it's a rivalry game, and as I recall, we've beaten them the last 2 years, have we not?
Yes, I think it was 1-0 last season.
I think
so it's always a good challenge. I enjoy playing good teams, and I hope this game makes us a better team down the road.
Exactly right. Best of luck to you in the game tonight. We'll look forward to another visit here shortly.
All right, thank you, Kevin. And once again, I urge our parents and student body to come out and support the team.
Absolutely.
Really, helps us play better.
Absolutely. Come on out and check out the new striker. That's head coach Bobby Brybieska on the pregame show. Stay tuned after this quick timeout for the starting lineups and the play-by-play of tonight's game against the Kapaun Mount Carmel Crusaders. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer. Well, we owe the Goal for Goal soccer camps an apology that we had to interrupt their spot. They're going to start the game early, and they're starting it early because it's just plain cold out here, folks. So we're going to go ahead and give you the starting lineups here. First of all, the Grizzlies are in white tonight, white shirts, all with long sleeves, I might add, and yellow shorts and white socks. They will be playing from right to left here in the first half. Kapaun Mount Carmel, the home team, in their home blue uniform, solid blue with white numerals and white trim. And we are underway here in the first half. Like I said, they really caught us by surprise. And folks, we'll be right back. Okay, we had to move some bodies out of the way there so we can give you a better vantage point. Our executive producer tonight, by the way, is Sam Schaefer. And between the two of us, we'll bring you the sights and sounds of this one, such as they are. And we'll give you the starting lineups. We're going to go ahead and give you Kapaun Mount Carmel first. All righty, here we go. Kapaun Mount Carmel's got in goal for the Crusaders, Maggie Coster. She's a senior wearing number 0. At midfield, Mackenzie Orr, a freshman wearing 00. Eden Hadley, number 10, is a sophomore defender wearing number 4. Number 8 is Emily Michaelis. She is a senior midfielder. Ava Ayala is a junior forward wearing number 9. Number 10 is Christina Wynn, a sophomore defender. Molly Belanger, get some of the wind out of that outside mic. Molly Belanger, wearing number 11, is a junior midfielder. Number 12 is Emily Shepard, a junior midfielder. Hadley Lowe wears number 13, plays forward for the Crusaders. Hadley is a sophomore. Claudia Fury, number 14, is a defensive junior. And wrapping it up, Lauren Rudy, a junior defender, wears number 16 for the Crusaders. Nothing really spectacular as far as the Grizzlies are concerned as far as changes in the lineup are concerned. Nia Baker, the senior, is in goal wearing number 1. Number 7 is junior midfielder Bailey Clark. Defensive specialist, number 9, Lauren Vestring. She's a sophomore, is in the back. Parker Hoops at midfield wears number 10. She's a junior. Elena Avalar is a sophomore forward. And Avalar wears number 11. Nayeli Ortiz, number 13, is a junior midfielder. Emmy Rodriguez, one of the captains, is a senior midfielder wearing number 15. Reese Bisker wears number 16. She's a junior forward. Britt Murray, a senior midfielder, also a captain, wears number 18. On defense, Maris Quillen, number 21, a junior. And wrapping it up, number 22, Darling Simon, is a senior forward. Ladies and gentlemen, this webcast is brought to you in conjunction with the interactive media class at Northwest High, and as such, this is simply an extension of the classroom for the students who are assisting in putting this webcast here together. As a result, you will hear me at times give instruction to our 3 student executive producers who are here tonight, and we hope that that will not defray from your watching of the game and getting plenty of value out of the game. But I hope you'll understand that the educational part of this presentation is the most important thing for these kids. That said, the first thing I'll tell the 2 executive producers who are late is you never want to be late. Okay? When you're doing any kind of a broadcast, if you're not there 30 minutes before it starts, you're late. Okay? Because you got to get set up, you got to get everything going, and you also have to make sure that everything is running smoothly. So with that said, Julius, you're here. Okay? You've done this before. Okay? You're Christian, right? Christian? Good to meet you. Welcome aboard. Kind of shadow between the 2 of them here in the first half. That we're going to rotate throughout, okay? Julius is going to step back, and Sam is going to swing over here, and you're going to take camera probably 2/3 of the way through the half. We'll switch you out so that everybody gets a chance to do something, okay? All righty. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, folks, there's no score. There's also no scoreboard here. This, beg your pardon, this is a completely renovated Stryker Field. Gone is the natural grass surface that the city struggled with for years to keep green. It has been replaced by soccer turf, and it's a pretty nice field out there for the kids to play on. The scoreboard hasn't been installed yet. It's not due to be here yet for another couple weeks. As the Crusaders throw one in, and Grizzlies trying to move it forward there, as you can see. This complex now consists of I think there are 9 soccer fields here on this complex, and in the back of your picture you can see a building. That building actually houses a full-size indoor soccer field. So, all right, guys, you better look lively. The boss is coming, okay? So you want to do me a favor? Pass me that mic right there. Thank you very much. Well, we want to welcome Athletic Director Lance Deckinger into the press box, and I already know why he's in here, and it has nothing to do with us. You're in here because of wherever the heat's coming from, that. It is a cold night here in Wichita, ladies and gentlemen. The temperature is in the low 40s. There's a 30-mile-an-hour wind out of the north, and that brings the wind chill into the 20s, whereas yesterday the high was 83 degrees. So a big change overnight. And a great defensive play there by Lauren Vestring to take the ball away from Kapaun as they moved in on a goal. 32 minutes and change remaining here in half number 1. This the second City League contest of the year for the Grizzlies. They dropped a decision to North 2 days ago, 2-0 at home in their City League opener. Kapaun trying to mount some offense. This 30-mile-an-hour wind I told you is out of the north. It is blowing across the field away from us. So it will not give either team an advantage during this game at all. The only thing it'll do is keep the ball away from us. Maris Quillen guilty of the foul there. Actually, I take that back. Maris Quillen was fouled, and it will be a free kick for Northwest. Lauren Vestring will do the honors for the Grizzlies. And there's a long one headed back out by Kapaun. Grizzlies trying to mount some offense here. Kapaun comes into the game with a record of 3-4 on the season. They played on this field for the first time on Monday night. And the Grizzlies have had a rough first half of the season here as they come in 1-6-1 after their first 8 games. Throw in here for Northwest. I'm going to tell, Julius, I'm going to tell you something here. Do you remember how to do the ads? Okay. I want you to remove that one, the top one, because I've already used it. Okay, and when it comes time, well, all you have to do is you'll hit cut when I give you the cue. You remember what the cue is. The word basketball, by the way, is not in the cue, just so you know. Okay? All right. And don't put it in too soon. I'll have to take you out behind the woodshed. Goal kick coming here for Maggie Coster and company. And into the teeth of a stiff wind, and it comes straight down. Reese Fisker got a foot on it. Didn't get it to go where she wanted, however. Avalar sends it to Hoops, back to Avalar. Christian, I want you to go outside and ask that guy on the right to move to his left. Another goal kick here coming for Kapaun. We're still trying to figure this whole thing out ourselves. This is a new press box, and the Kapaun kids are doing filming, and they decided instead of coming in here and listening to us, they decided to go outside. I really wish they would have stayed in here because they're kind of blocking our view, but it's their field too. And out of play, it'll be a throw-in for Northwest. Tony Giuliani is the center referee here tonight. There's a give and go to Britt, and Britt sends one forward, but Reese kind of gave up on it. And we're giving you the best view we've got here, folks, and I don't mind telling you, sometimes the best view isn't all that good. Avalar sends it back. Rodriguez to Nieli. Back to Ortiz now. She's tried to send one forward. Had Bailey Clark up there cherry picking a little bit, but they couldn't get the ball to her. Ortiz loses it. At center, keeping with it now. Fury on the far side. Want to send a special welcome to anyone from the Cape and Mount Carmel community watching the webcast tonight, as we fed the link to Athletic Director John Cherney yesterday. If you're watching, welcome aboard. Hope you keep in mind that this is a Northwest Grizzly webcast, and it will have a Grizzly flavor to it. On the near side, Christina Wynn for Kapaun sends it up to Michaelis. Michaelis with some room, dishes it out to center, give and go, back to her. Wynn gets it, blows it away. Vestring gets it, can't control it. Bailey Clark tried to get a foot on it and couldn't. It'll go back to Wynn, and we'll do it all over again. Michaelis is fouled there by Britt Murray, and it's a free kick for Kapaun right in front of us. Oh, Bailey Clark intercepted that one nicely. Tried to get it to Darling Simon, couldn't do so. Kapaun gets it back. "13 minutes gone in the first half. No score here. I kind of miss having a scoreboard around. Win with it on the far side to Britt Murray off the feet of Fisker. And now that's taken away by Ayala. And that girl's got some wheels, folks. She gets behind the defense. There's a shot coming, maybe. Centering pass, and a nice job by Vestring to break it up. Ball still bounding around. Who's going to get it? It will be Northwest that gets it. Ortiz sends it up to Avalar. To Hoops. Back it goes. Maris Quillen there. Quillen again. You heard our conversation. No, you haven't heard our conversation. You will hear in a conversation that we're going to run for you at halftime as we had a visit with Anthony Cantelli, the Kapaun head coach. Yesterday, he was gracious enough to give us a sit down for a few minutes. And one of the things that we talked about is that, yes, both teams have struggled so far in the season, and it means absolutely nothing as far as this game is concerned because this is a rivalry game. Everyone will bring their best and play at 200%. Parker Hoops sends one through to Bailey Clark, but she's not going to get there in time. It's going to go all the way back, and Maggie Koster will get it for Kapaun and distribute on the near side to Christina Wynn. Wynn up to Michaelis. Nice job by Visker to intercept that one. It goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Crusaders. Wynn throws it in. No real scoring chances by either team yet. The game has been played mostly at midfield. Ortiz with it at the center spot. Sends it wide to Rodriguez. Emmy up the far side. Loses it to Orr. And here comes Kapaun back. Lauren Vestring sends one forward. Lauren hurt her ankle on Tuesday night. She did finish the entire game, but she was kind of gimpy when the game was over, and it's good to see her out there at full strength. Not playing tonight, Olivia Crawford out for the season with her ACL. Tana Scholl still nursing a concussion injury. And Rachel Bazell, who suffered a concussion in Tuesday night's game, will also be out probably for a week or so following the concussion protocol. Bestring sends one forward. It's intercepted with the right hand of Hadley Lowe, and it will be a free kick for the Grizzlies. 23-20 to go here in the first. This one's going to go all the way through to Coster. Easy pickup for her. Delete that. I'll tell you why later. Okay, we're going to go to that one in a minute. Hadley Lowe brings it up the middle. Dishes it off wide to Michaelis. Ortiz is there to take it away. Nice job, Nayeli. Parker hoops. And this one goes out of play. We're going to take a 30-second timeout here. We'll be back in mere moments. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a number one draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Delete that as soon as it's over. There you go. Back at Stryker Field, where there's no score between the Kapaun and Northwest. Right at 22 minutes to go here in the first half. Here's an opportunity for the Grizzlies, but they couldn't get to it. They had Kapaun on their heels for just a moment. Kapaun slowly working it upfield. Taken away there, and taken away right back by Kapaun. And Lauren Vestring sends one away from Ava Ayala. Kapaun will get the throw in, but it takes the steam off the drive for a moment. Emmy punches it back out. We'll do it again. Hadley Lowe throws it into Ayala. Centers one, but Vestring is there, as she always is. She doesn't make first team All-City on defense. I want to know why. And a nice job by Maris Quillen. It sets up a corner kick, but a good defensive play to prevent the shot. Kapaun will take this kick into the 30-mile-an-hour wind. Shepard will take it for the Crusaders. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 7 people in this room besides me, and between the 7 of them, they're going to have a task to do here in just a minute. Somebody has to tell me who's coming in, because I can't see the numbers. I got 7 spotters in this room. I didn't bring my binoculars. Mickey's coming in, okay. Mickey Harkin's getting set to come in for Northwest at the next opportunity, and she's got company over there. We'll figure out who it is. And now we're going to find out as they come in. Mickey Harkins comes in. Britt Murray's going out. Darling Simon's going out. And if Simon's going out, I'm willing to bet you that Mallory Lund came in for her. That is Mallory Lund, yes. Back underway. Ball goes out of play. It'll be a throw in this time for Kapaun. Here's a chance for Michaelis. She got a breakaway, got around a player's shot, score. Okay, we got to do is stop the clock. There you go, and add the score. Michaelis gets the first goal of the game. Not sure who to give the assist to on that. We'll just say it's unassisted and call it good. But Kapaun breaks the ice, 1-0 in favor of the Crusaders. Kapaun will sub a player here or there. You've got to give credit to Michaelis. She got behind the defense, made a nice move to beat the defender. Had an open shot on Baker, and she's either going to make the save or not, and in this case, she did not. So Kapaun scores on its first shot of the game, 18:30 remaining here in the first half. Kapaun only had 10 people on the field. That's why there's a delay there. Out of bounds to Kapaun. Over on the near side it comes to Wynn. Wynn sends it to the middle where it's intercepted by Hoops, but she gives it away, and here comes Michaelis, and now another breakaway by Hadley Lowe this time. There's a shot, but it goes wide left. And it will be a goal kick for Northwest. We're going to take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be back. Stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer.
Hey, man, you got out for football?
Band class still needs you, man.
Kansas students have choices to do or not to do. The Kansas State High School Activities Association urges everyone to participate because when activities stop, nobody wins.
Back at Stryker Field, where play has resumed here, and Grizzlies are on the offensive end of the field. Harkins trying the center one, but it lands on a blue shirt. On the near side, Michaelis will send it back to Wynn. Emily Shepard with it to the center of the field. Ball kicked out of play there by the Grizzlies, and it will be a throw-in for Kapaun. Ball in quickly. Out of play again by Emmy, and we'll do it all over again. And Emmy Dust returns the favor and sends it out again. Christina Wynn, way up from her defensive spot, sends one wide. It goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Northwest. 15 and a half to go here in the first half. Grizzlies down by a goal. Parker Hoops sends a long one, but there's nobody anywhere near it from either team, and it will finally roll out of play and be a throw-in for Kapaun. Christina Wynn throws it in to Claudia Fury. Out of play it goes. It'll be a turnover. And Reese Visker will do the honors for Northwest. Into Bailey Clark. Clark centering one. Lund back over here toward Clark, and she did get to it. I don't know how it got through all those legs. This one is deflected. This is going to go over the goal line. It'll be a corner kick for for Northwest, excuse me. And it will be with the wind. Here's a chance for the Grizzlies to get something going on a set piece. And we have a goal kick for Kapaun. I lost sight of the ball. Pretty decent crowd here, given the fact that the weather conditions are so terrible. Shepard sends one forward. Back to center it comes. Bailey Clark, nice job to get to that ball. Sends it to Hoops. Hoops over on the far side to Avalar. Avalar couldn't control the bounce. Mallory Lund there, though. And it comes back to Kapaun. Here come the Crusaders back the other way. On the near side, Michaelis. Shepard sends one forward. Christina Wynn with it. Lowe couldn't control it. It comes back where Claudia Fury has it. Parker Hoops, nice job to take that one away. Give and go back to Parker. She sends one forward to Lund on the far side. Lund looking for some help. And she sends it back to Emmy. Emmy, nice job to get it back. Sends it forward on the far side. There's a centering pass that's going to go over the goal line for a goal kick, and we'll take a quick timeout. 1-0 Grizzlies trail. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer.
This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life.
Back at Stryker Field, Reese Visker puts one into the penalty area where it's shanked by a Kapaun defender, and it will go for a corner kick for Northwest with the win. Another chance for the Grizzlies to make some noise here. The corner is out of my line of sight, so I can't tell you who took the kick. Center all the way through the goal area. Beautiful centering pass, and it goes over the goal line. It'll be a goal kick for Kapaun. Corner kick, excuse me. Someone touched it. This one will be into the wind, though. Reese Visker is hustling over to take it on the far side of the field. She'll have to fight the wind, but another opportunity for Northwest. Into the air it goes, and off the side of the net. Now this time it will be a goal kick for Kapaun Mount Carmel. Comes with 10:20 to go. There are substitutions coming in for Northwest. Darling Simon and Britt Murray coming back in for the Grizzlies, and Harkins goes out along with Reese Fisker. Give and go to Fury, and here come the Crusaders back. Nice job to intercept that pass. Ortiz at center. Tried to get it wide to Avalar, but it was picked off by Kapaun. And here comes the Crusaders back 4-on-4. On the near side is Michaelis. Michaelis with the goal earlier. Centers one, and a nice stoppage that time by Vestring. Somehow it goes back to Michaelis, and what a save by Nia Baker on that blast off the foot of Emily Michaelis. It'll be a corner kick for Kapaun, but who cares? What a great play there by our goalie. So now Kapaun will get a corner kick with the wind. And they set up a little bit differently than we did. They're up by the top of the penalty area. Now they all break. This one is still bounding around there. This one goes wide. I think she misjudged the wind on that. It went way wide. But Kapaun still controls. Now the Grizzlies get it back. Come on, ladies. At center, Fury will get it for Kapaun. Forward, here's Emily Michaelis with it. Into the penalty area, nice centering pass, but just wasn't anybody home. And Nia Baker will have a goalkeeper distribution. On the near side, Christina Wynn sends one out of play, and it'll be a throw in there for Britt Murray right below us. And Britt loses it. Here comes Michaela sending a lead pass to Hadley Lowe. Lowe's got some wheels, and a nice play by Vestring to get it out of the way, and we'll just do another corner kick down here on the near side for Kapaun. 7:25 remaining. First half. Grizzlies down by 1. Again, stay with us at halftime. Head coach Anthony Cantelli of the Crusaders will be our halftime guest. Out of play, and that's a goal kick for Northwest. Grizzly Soccer on the Internet is being brought to you in part today by Mel Hambledon Ford at the big corner of 119th Street West and Kellogg. We're better, we're proving it. You be the judge. Mel Hambledon Ford. Parker to Bailey Clark. Couldn't get a good foot on it. And Emily Michaelis comes away with it. Nice job by Clark to strip it away. She taps one out of play. Will give opportunity for Kapaun to throw it in. Ayala with it. Gets past Clark. Centers one. There's a shot and a score. Ayala set it up perfectly. Mackenzie Orr gets the goal for Kapaun off the assist from Ayala, and it's 2-0. Well, Kapaun's had 3 scoring chances here in the first half, and they've put it away twice. Grizzlies in a hole here at striker. Northwest has won the last 3 games in this series, 2 of them here. But they're going to have to work to get there tonight. There's a foul and a free kick for Kapaun. Inside 5:30 remaining here in the first half. Grizzlies down by a pair. Nice sliding tackle that time. Darling Simon sends a nice pass forward. Can Avalar get to it? She does. Well done. And now Kapaun kicks it out of play, and it'll be a throw-in for the Grizzlies, deep in Kapaun territory. Ortiz sends it forward. Mallory Lund got it to Darling Simon, but Darling didn't see it. And Kapaun got to clear it. Now Ortiz again. Crusaders send one down the far side in the direction of Hadley Lowe. Hadley gets trying to get behind Vestring. And Lauren sends it out of play. It'll be a throw in for the Crusaders on the far side. We do it all over again here. This time, Kapaun kicks it out. It'll be a throw-in for the Grizzlies. 3:30 to go. Come on, girls. Let's get one here before halftime. The lights are on here at Stryker. They've been on the whole game, but they're now taking effect. As you can see, the shadows of the players on the field. Overcast skies here in Wichita all day today. To go with our monsoon winds. Michaela sends it back to Wynn. Throw in coming here for Northwest. Set one up. How long is it? That'll work. Deep it goes. Parker Hoops centering one. Ortiz with it. Emily Shepard fighting for it. For Kapaun, Ortiz comes away with it though. Crossing and can't get it to the right shirt. Now Darling Simon gets off a left-footed shot, which was more of a shank than a shot. Couldn't get much on it. Britt comes up, and now we have a foul called against Kapaun and a free kick coming for the Grizzlies. Parker Hoops with it. Going to do the honors. There's a long one right at Coster, who picks it off easily. Less than a minute to go now till halftime. Delete, remove all but the last one. That's good. And a goal kick coming for Kapaun. 30 seconds now. Looks like it's going to be 2-0 going into halftime. Darling Simon got the ball in front of her but couldn't do anything with it. It goes out of play, and that'll do it. We are at halftime, and our score at halftime, Kapaun Mount Carmel 2, Northwest 0. Stay tuned after this 30-second timeout for our halftime extravaganza, which includes a visit with head coach Anthony Cantelli of Kapaun Mount Carmel. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
We are at halftime at Stryker Field with our game with the Kapaun Mount Carmel Crusaders. And it's my pleasure to have as our halftime guest an old friend and the current head coach of the Kapaun Mount Carmel Crusaders, Anthony Cantelli. You're looking good, my friend.
Well, thank you, sir. Are you, Kevin?
Well, we do what we can with what we have. Unfortunately, I don't have much. So tell us about your year. How's it gone so far?
It's gone pretty well. And we were discussing this earlier, but our numbers are down a little bit, so that becomes a new challenge. But we have the numbers also allows us to have a very tight-knit group and develop that kind of unity with our program. It allows a lot of positive things too, and it's a very competitive group. So they're learning quickly, and we've gone over a few small bumps, but I think we're headed in the right direction. Talk about
your facility here at Stryker. I mean, this is a major renovation.
Yeah, absolutely. We have not had our own home field since November of 2017, so it's been a long time coming, and we've been at different venues. We were at South with the boys in the fall. That was not fun, and then we were at Newman for the girls last spring. Not great either, at least as far as the experience goes and getting fans out there, but our first game out there on Monday was definitely something special for a lot of reasons, and there's still work that they're doing on it, but it's, in my opinion, going to be up there with the best of the best as far as soccer complexes goes, and so we're really excited to be able to play out here.
And we talked about this during the first half and before the game even, that the Stryker complex is a work in progress, and there's still things that have to be done. The scoreboard's not in, won't be until the summer. And, of course, without a scoreboard, there's no clock for the fans to see and keep track of time on. But the important thing is, do you have a place to play the game? And that's really what it's all about.
Exactly. And, that is the most important part. Now, as far as the scoreboard goes, I've been told that we're about a week to 2 weeks away from actually having it. So for right now, we've just rented portable ones from other schools, but it's still hard to keep track. Even from where I am, I have to step onto the field just to see the clock. So now the fans have a better view, but I'm not sure how well they can see it considering it's so small.
Well, what you can do, since we're pre-recording this, you'll know this, you can actually bring your cell phone to the bench with you, turn on the webcast. We're going to have the clock on the screen.
Perfect. That's what I'll do then.
You can see you can see our time.
Yeah, there you go. Problem solved.
So, outside of soccer, what's new in your world?
Not a whole lot. Just staying busy. It's my second full year teaching here, teaching Spanish, and it's definitely been a good experience. I'm at the tail end of my education. I had to go through the transition to teaching program, so I'm just finishing that up, and being done with that will take away a lot of stress and help me to focus on teaching and coaching more thoroughly. So I'm definitely excited about that.
I wouldn't have guessed that Spanish would have been your area of expertise.
Why not?
Well, I mean, I know you. I don't think I've ever heard you say a word of Spanish.
Okay. Not many people have. So, but it was, it's a long story where I, got into Spanish. But, I definitely enjoy the language, and I like to learn different languages, and so being able to help kids learn and get them excited about possibly learning the language, which I think in our day and age is important, is fun.
Let's turn back to the game for a minute. Northwest, there's no question, Northwest has struggled so far in the first half of this season, and I know Kapaun has had its ups and downs as well. But for a game like this with a rivalry like this, basically you throw the records out because they don't mean anything anyway.
Exactly. It's the same thing with Carroll. So us in Northwest, us in Carroll, it really doesn't matter who's at what point, who's the more talented team. It doesn't matter what the record is or what they've been through. It, all that matters is, when they line up, it's two teams that are going to go 100% the whole time, and anything could happen. Northwest has beat us the last 2 or 3 years. I don't think any of our current players have actually beat Northwest. So we got to keep that in mind and know that we're going to get a very, very tough and well-coached team going into the game. So it is a fun rivalry, and we're looking forward to it.
We love the rivalry, and whether it's you hosting or us hosting, we always love playing you. And we actually have one other thing that might happen this year, since Northwest is now 5A. There's a chance we'll play you more than once this year.
Absolutely. I hope we do.
I hope so too, because that means we're both still in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Wish you the best of luck throughout the rest of the season. Have a great year. Hopefully we'll see you again in the playoffs, and good luck in the second half of the game tonight.
All right. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it. Anthony
Cantelli, our coach here at halftime. Stay with us. We'll take a 90-second commercial timeout, and then we'll be back with the second half of tonight's game against the Kapaun Mount Carmel Crusaders. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer. Start playing, you just hit start and it'll start counting down. And you can see the clock is up there in the corner, like I showed you earlier. We're back at Stryker Field, ladies and gentlemen. Grizzlies trail 2-0 to Kapaun Mount Carmel here at halftime. I'm joined by our executive producers, Julius Bolden, Sam Schaefer, and Christian Maxwell from the interactive media class at Northwest High. And I'm glad to have them here, and as usual, they're doing a fine job. They've changed their positions around a little bit, so they all get some experience, albeit in a small way, at putting a live broadcast together. One of the things I didn't tell you guys, and I'll tell you now, you've probably heard me say this before, but when I was your age, we had a radio station at my high school, and I helped build it. The control panel for the radio station, if I started at the window, came all the way out to here, and you stood in the middle of it, and it was a wraparound deal there, okay? And it was just for radio. This is doing everything on one laptop. including video. That's how much it's come along since I was a kid. And I was just a kid a couple years ago. I don't think they're buying that, dear. The goals in the first half, 2 of them, both scored by Kapaun. Mackenzie Orr got the second one, the freshman midfielder. She got it with about 4 minutes to go in the first half, and with 7 minutes gone, Emily Michaelis got on the board. And in each case, the goal scorer got behind what has usually been a very sound defensive back line for Northwest, but they've had a couple of lapses, and Kapaun has jumped on both of them. It's going to be very difficult for the Grizzlies to come back down 2-0 because it would require them to score more goals in the second half than they've scored all year total. So it's going to be a big challenge here in the second half. Bobby Brubieska still has his troops off-site somewhere where they went in the locker room. That was probably smart. They're coming out of the locker room now, so we're going to practice something here. We're going to go ahead and send it away. Okay. Highlight the top one. There you go. We'll be back in 30 seconds, folks. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kansas. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Getting ready for the start of the second half here. The teams have just taken the field. Northwest will play from left to right here in the second half. And they will be facing into the sun. That'll be a big disadvantage for Nia Baker as the clouds have broken here. There's actually some blue sky showing. And what little sun there is, or what little break there is, has the sun in it. And the sun will probably be setting here, I would guess, 20 minutes from now. The sun won't be an issue. But for the first part of the second half, Nia Baker will have to look straight into the glaring sun. One of the things they did not change here at Stryker Field when they rebuilt it. It's a great facility here at Stryker, and Kapaun Mount Carmel is blessed to be able to play their home games here now. Facility almost as nice as the one we play in, which I still think is the primo facility in Wichita. Kapaun kicks off. There you go. Emmy sends it into the center to Nayeli, and Nayeli's pass is intercepted by Orr. And here comes Kapaun back. Emily Shepard with it. She's going to send a lead pass on the right side, and she sure does. That was in the direction of Hadley Lowe and intercepted, and here comes the Grizzlies back. Darling Simon giving chase over there, but Claudia Fury, younger sister of Sierra, who graduated last year, in there to make that play. And for those of you who follow such things, Sierra Fury is playing collegiate soccer at Missouri State now. Throw in coming for Northwest, and they make a quick substitution. Mallory Lund comes out, and Maris Quillen comes in. Not exactly sure what that was all about. Maris back there, and we'll send it all the way back to Baker. And Nia sends a long one to center, but it's intercepted there by the blue shirts. No, it is not. Avalar with it. Now to Ortiz. Parker Hoops couldn't keep control of it. Now Orr can't get it past Emmy Rodriguez. Nice defensive play by Emmy. It leaves a throw in for Kapaun, and they'll have it. Eden Hadley will throw it in. Emmy knocks that one out of play. We'll do it all over again. This time Orr chips one over everybody, and Parker Hoops says enough of that. Sends it out to center, where Elizabeth Orm had it momentarily. Christina Wynn. Has one go wide. This one goes out of play. It'll belong to Northwest. Just underway, second half. Grizzlies trail 2-0 on goals by Orr and Michaelis for Kapaun Mount Carmel. Grizzlies' next game is Monday night. They will play Monday night at Mays in a 6:15 start. If you are in town, go to the game and support your Grizzlies. That game will not be webcast, as it was originally scheduled on the webcast schedule and had to be pulled. It will not be webcast or podcast on Monday. And then 1 week from tonight, they're home to take on the Heights Falcons. Darling Simon with it, dishes it off on the far side. Kapaun wins it back. Bollinger has it. And it goes out of play. It'll be a throw in for Northwest. Emmy Rodriguez will do the honors and sends it into Maris Quillen. Quillen's long attempt to pass it forward is intercepted. Goes out of play. Emmy throws it in again. Hadley wins it. Give and go back to Eden Hadley. Collision, no foul. Kapaun bringing it up. Hadley low with it at the moment. Sends one wide. Two wide, and Michaelis can't get to it. It'll be a goal kick for Nia Baker. This portion of Soccer on the Internet is being brought to you today by the Kansas Joint and Spine Specialists. At Kansas Joint Spine Specialists, they have the expertise, experience, and technology to deliver excellence in orthopedic care, specialized to meet your individual need. 10,100 East Shannonwood Circle, right off of Webb Road. The Kansas Joint and Spine Specialists are proud supporters of Grizzly soccer. Kapaun Mount Carmel with it in their own end. Working it up, Hadley low with it. Dishes one to Emily Shepard. Emily gets behind the defense. Crossing pass, but Nia Baker will be there to take that ball out of danger. That's not the kind of play we want. That's another time that the Crusaders have gotten behind the defense of the Grizzlies. This one's out of play. I'm going to take that back. It is not out of play. It's a foul called on Northwest. Kapaun will get the free kick. Molly Belanger will handle the honors. Sends one right at Nia Baker, who picks it up on one hop, and she'll have a goalkeeper distribution. And instead of kicking it, she leaves it for Rodriguez. Rodriguez's pass is intercepted. Here comes Kapaun back. Hadley low, back to Belanger. Back to low. Emily Shepard takes a long shot and an easy save that time for Baker. Grizzlies need to get it out of their own end, folks. 6 minutes gone in the second half. Orr sends it forward. Neither team passing particularly well here at the moment, unless you consider a pass to the other team as a good pass. Avalar throws it in, where it's picked up there by Lauren Rudy, and now Fury will send it wide on the far side, and Kapaun will come up again. Shepard with it. Give and go back to Emily, too far for her, and Lauren Vestring is there to corral it for the Grizzlies. And she sends a long one back out towards center. Wynn couldn't control it, but it goes out of play, and she'll throw it in. Shepard forcing it out of play, and it will be a goal kick. I take that back. It's a corner kick. That's what I thought it was. I thought we touched it. Corner kick for Kapaun on the far side into the teeth of the wind. Belanger taking the corner kick for the Crusaders. Keeps it on the ground this time. Lauren Vestring boots it out, but not very far, and Kapaun controls it in the penalty area. And now we have a foul called on Fury, and it will be a free kick for Northwest. And we have a player down for the Grizzlies. Referee Tony Giuliano assessing what's going on out there. And now they're calling for a stoppage of the clock. And the trainers will come out. We're going to go ahead and take a time out here during all of this. Stay with us. We'll be back. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
It's warm. And that's fine. It's a committee. Back at Stryker Field, where we still have an injured player for Northwest. All right, I got 8 spotters in this room. Somebody tell me who's on the ground.
You got better vision than me? I don't know.
We still don't know who it is. We'll let you know as soon as we know. Well, we'll do what we need to do, take care of a little business here. We'll tell you that's Grizzly Soccer on the Internet. Being brought to you in part today by Tom and Carla Lassiter and their family, and the law firm of Fleece and Gooing, Colson and Kitch, 301 North Main in the Epic Center, practicing law in over 35 different areas, including corporate law, estate planning, trust, probate, fiduciary law, real estate, developmental law, education and school law, bankruptcy and creditors' rights, just to name a few. With over 130 years of experience, Fleece and Gooing is nationally recognized for their diligence and legal expertise. Contact them at 267-7361. Fleece and Gooing, Colson and Kitch are proud supporters of Grizzly Soccer on the World Wide Web. Well, did we figure out who got up? Do we know?
18, I think.
Britt Murray was the injured player. And, of course, she has left the game since they had to stop the clock. We're back underway. Grizzlies trying to get something going. They controlled most of the play in the first half, even though they gave up 2 goals. They did control the ball for most of the half. This half, just the opposite. Kapaun has come out and controlled play the entire second half so far. And the Grizzlies really have had no good scoring opportunities in this game, which says a lot for the defense of the Crusaders. Out of play it goes. That'll belong to Kapaun. Orr will throw it in. And a nice job to clear the ball out by Ortiz. Now a chance, but Grizzlies can't get to it. Bailey Clark gave it an effort. Out of bounds off of Avalar, and it will be a Kapaun. It'll be a Kapaun throw-in. Throw-in being handled by Eden Hadley. Darling Simon with it at center. Has a little bit of room in front of her, looking for some help. Tried to get it to Avalar, but the wind held it up. Kapaun comes away with it. Fury has it. Up to Hadley Lowe. Lowe turning on the Jets there for a little bit. Bringing it up. And out to center it comes. Bailey Clark with it. Gives it to Belanger. Emmy sends it up to Elena. Avalar gets past one defender in Hadley. Referee dropped her flag, or his flag. And one of the players picked it up and handed it back. Rodriguez will throw it in for Northwest. Parker Hoops sends one to center. Oh, Darling had a chance with a header and couldn't get her head on it. Vestring puts a long one in, but that'll be an easy pickoff for Maggie Coster, and the Crusaders will have a goalkeeper distribution. At center. Over now on the near side to Hadley. No, it goes to Orr. Orr's going to look for Hadley on a run-through play, but Maris Quillen is there. Orr still got the blast off. It was deflected. Out of play by Vestring, and it will be a corner kick for Kapaun. They'll have this one with the wind. Grizzlies gave up a goal on a corner kick on Tuesday. In that 2-0 loss to North High. Over the goal line, and it will be a goal kick for Northwest. Hadley Lowe with it for Kapaun on the far side. Centering pass will go over the goal line for a Northwest goal kick. This portion of Grizzly Soccer on the Internet is being brought to you by the Wichita Brewery at 13th and Tyler, home of the $7 pizza after each and every Wichita Northwest home game. All you have to do is bring in your home game program to the brewery, and you can get your one-topping pizza for just $7. We thank the brewery for their support of Grizzly soccer. Goal kick taken. Now Kapaun gets it back low with a shot. Easy save that time by Nia Baker. And it would behoove the Grizzlies to get the ball to the other end of the field for a while. Orm sends it wide, where Wynn sees it go out of bounds, and Christina Wynn will throw it in. That one goes out off of Kapaun, and it will be a throw-in for the Grizzlies. You know, we're 55 minutes into this contest, and Kapaun has yet to make a substitution in this game. They are low on numbers, but they have not substituted anyone. Grizzlies haven't changed a lot, but Fury wins that ball for Kapaun. Sends it wide. We have a foul on the Grizzlies. It's on Emmy, and it's an obstruction foul called by Tony Giuliano, and it will be a free indirect kick for Kapaun Mount Carmel. We'll see how they play it. Belanger and Shepard are hovering over the ball. We'll see who takes it, and it will be Shepard. She puts one in the air, and a nice punch out that time by Nia Baker. It'll be a corner kick for Kapaun on the far side. They'll take this one into the wind. And it comes, slop ball, and a nice defensive play that time. As the ball got past Nia Baker, and Maris Quillen was there on the goal line to kick it out of play. Good job, Maris. It's going to be a while before we have our next webcast. Our next webcast will be on April the 25th. We'll be at South High to take on the Titans in a City League contest on the air at 6:45 on the 25th of April. That is a Toys Day, I think. Yes, it is. Quillen sends a long one in the direction of Avalar. She's got a foot on it. Now she's going to send this one back to Maris. And to Vestring, back to Quillen. Sends one up on the near side, too far, and it goes out of play, intended that time for Avalar. And here comes Orr chasing after it. Lauren Vestring is just everywhere. She doesn't make first team All-City, I'll eat my hat. There's a shot and a save by Nia Baker, and she catches her own rebound as she punched it instead of catching it. But she gets the rebound, and now she'll lay it off for Emmy Rodriguez. Emmy being challenged there by Shepard. I'm sorry, that was Hadley Lowe making that challenge. Bailey Clark with it now for Northwest. Shepard takes it away, gives it to Orm, and here come the Crusaders back down the far side. Emily Shepard. Nice lead pass. Wow. I know who she learned that from. Taken away by the Grizzlies, trying to get it upfield now. Ellie Hyman on defense there, sends it forward, but a foul's called on Ellie as she pushed off. And it will be a free kick for Northwest. They look for a new ball to come in. Grizzlies trail 2-0. 21 minutes remaining here in the second half of this City League contest. Another free kick being offered to the Grizzlies here. And this isn't the only game in town. There are high school games being played on each of the adjoining fields here. There are 3 fields with lights now instead of just the one, as this ball goes into the side of the net for a Kapaun goal kick. And there are games being played on each of the other two fields, and I can't even begin to tell you who's playing. They've done a good job with this facility to make it suitable. They can actually play 5 games on lighted fields at the same time here. And that doesn't include the indoor facility, which would be a 6th. Okay, Kapaun with it. Or giving chase. Boy, she's got some wheels. And she does catch up with it before it goes out of play. Now it goes out of play. It will belong to Northwest. 19 to go here in the second half. Time a factor. Grizzlies need to get 2. Or with a chance as she stole it, passes it off, shot, score. Wow. Or gets the pass, and it's a beauty, a perfect lead pass and a perfect shot into the upper right-hand corner of the net. And before I tell you who scored, come on, turn around. I want to make sure I'm right. It's Orr who scored again. She's got 2. So Orr gets the goal off a great pass. And the Grizzlies are in a real hole now. Down 3-0. Can't argue with any of the goals tonight. They've been pretty. This one goes out of play. It'll belong to Kapaun. Elena Avalar and her counterpart fighting for it. This one goes out of play off the foot of Ellie Hyman, and it will be a throw in for Emmy Rodriguez. Rodriguez to Avalar to Parker Hoops. Parker, nice one to Ortiz. Ortiz to Simon. Come on, darling. Simon, a big left foot goes wide right. It'll be a goal kick for Kapaun. Let's take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back here with more in 30 seconds. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer.
Band class still needs you, man.
Kansas students have choices to do or not to do. The Kansas State High School Activities Association urges everyone to participate because when activities stop, nobody wins.
back at Stryker Field, where the Grizzlies now face the insurmountable task of having to pick up 3 goals in 16 minutes. They'll start with a goal kick and a chance for them to get something organized on offense. On the far side. The wind's still blowing as hard now as it was when the game started. We played at home against North 2 days ago. It was 85 degrees at kickoff. Today we're talking about wind chill. This one goes out of play. It will be a throw-in for Kapaun about a yard from the corner stick. They're taking their time throwing it in, I'll say that. And that's because they subbed a player in. And I would love to tell you who it is, but I can't. A flaw in the roster. I can't read them if I don't have them. Grizzlies with a chance here, but it's taken away by Claudia Fury. Claudia, a defensive specialist, just like her sister was. Although her sister could sure put the ball in the net as well. This one's going to go over the goal line. It is a fast surface, especially when the wind's blowing. And it's real easy to overlead. Lauren Vestring doing the honors here. Kapaun gets it right away, though. Have a throw-in coming on the far side of the field. Ball will belong to Northwest. Right in front of the mini scoreboard over there, which you can now see in the light. They won't have to put up with that for very long. Long pass back to Nia Baker. She'll reset the offense from the top of the penalty area. Maris Quillen with it. She sends a long one, way too long for Emmy. And it will belong to Kapaun. Grizzly passing has been off all game tonight. Kapaun subbing a player in as Emily Shepard goes out. And into the contest is yet another player not on my roster. Coach Cantelli's suiting up the student body tonight. Maris throws it in. It goes out of play off the foot of Avalar. Kapaun throws it in. Maris again with it, trying to get something started. They just can't get any offense generated here in the second half. Hadley with it for Kapaun. Broken up and sent out to center. Bailey Clark with it. To Hoops, now to Darling Simon, but she couldn't get to it. Now Darling dishes it off. Oh, come on, that was still in. Throw in for Kapaun. Elena Strickland there with it, number 18, just into the game for the Crusaders. Centering pass, and this is dangerous, and Ortiz clears it away. And foul called. It'll be a free kick for Northwest with 10 minutes and change remaining here in the second half. Out of play it goes. Kapaun substituting some more players, and while they do, we'll tell you that the Eric Profit number 19 Memorial Golf Tournament will be held at Willow Bend Golf Club. Mark your calendar for July the 15th for this big event. It is the number one fundraising event to benefit the Grizzlies soccer program, and 90% of its revenue comes from this one event. You can help out by signing up and playing in the tournament, bringing in a team, or by being a sponsor. For more information, go to Eric Profit Golf Tournament. That's all one word, and Eric is with a K. EricProfitGolfTournament.com for more information on this year's golf tournament. And Kapaun will have a corner kick on the near side with the wind. As I mentioned, the corner is out of view of the press box here, so we can't see it. Into the air it goes, takes a bounce. Nice stop that time. Strickland has one bounce off of Emmy. Now Emmy gets it again. Give and go to Bailey Clark. Clark with it. Looking for some help. Sends it out to Darling Simon at midfield. Gets through her, though, and Ellie Hyman sends it back. Lauren Vestring, and out it comes to center. Again, to a blue shirt. It's been the pattern all night. This one goes into the Grizzly bench, and it will be a throw-in for Northwest, and Bailey Clark will come out. Mickey Harkins coming back in to take her place up front. Senior on the field for the second time tonight. And a nice strip that time by Reese Visker. There have been some good plays in this game by Northwest. They just haven't been on offense, and that's where we need them. The time will come, folks. The time will come. Ortiz leads one, and Mickey Harkins. Harkins, though, can't keep up with it. Strickland sends one forward, and Emmy Rodriguez will let it go out of play, and she'll throw it in for Northwest. The infield fly rule called on that one as the wind got it. Strickland. And Kapaun sending it forward. Across the way it goes. Mallory Lund intercepts it, gets it back, and sends one forward to hoops. Here come the Grizzlies. Across midfield. They got a chance. They got 5 people playing on offense now, and now it goes back. Kicked back out by Kapaun. And Vestring will have to go all the way back to the penalty area and give it to Nia Baker to reset the offense. 6 minutes to go in the contest. Tapped out of play that time by Fury. I don't know if you can tell from Christian's pictures, he's getting them in there, but the players are all just huddled in blankets over there. There's a shot and a score for Northwest. The drought is over. Elena Avalar gets her second goal of the season and makes the score 3-1. Wowzers. It has been a long time. We have not scored a goal since the Derby game, which was 2 weeks ago, and Elena scored that one. So Elena gets her second goal of the season. That makes her the leading scorer on the team. See if the Grizzlies can pop in another one here in the waning moments of this game. Christian, did you get the goal? Attaboy. I need it for the highlight reel. Here come the Grizzlies back across midfield. Give and go. You better hurry. And nope, it's going to go all the way back to the Kapaun keeper. Maggie Koster sends it forward. Intercepted at center. Well, the Grizzlies starting to play some offense here. They've gotten new life. May not result in a W, but they know they can score. Vestring going after it on the far corner. 3.5 to go. Grizzlies are on the road Monday night. They will take on the Mays Eagles at Mays High in a game that will start at 6:15. Unusual start time. 6:15 for the kickoff of the varsity contest Monday night. Come on out to Mays High and support your Grizzlies. That game will not be webcast, nor will it be podcast on Monday. Our next webcast is the 25th of April when we travel to South High and take on the Titans. Avalar couldn't keep a handle on it. Now Grizzlies get it back. Centering pass is intercepted by Strickland for Kapaun. And the Crusaders controlling the play at midfield at the moment. Out of bounds now, goes to Northwest. Quick throw in on the far side. We have not seen Britt Murray in the game since she was injured some 30 minutes ago. She's already been injured and missed 2 weeks of the season with injury earlier this season. Just got back to regular play a couple games ago, so hopefully she is not seriously injured and she'll be available and ready to go on Monday night. Foul called. It'll belong to Northwest. 2 minutes to go now. This one goes, it stays in. Centering pass. Nice try to tip it by Darling Simon, but it didn't work. And this one goes over the head of Vestring. She'll give chase over there. Plenty of time. Nobody near her. Gets around one player and sends one up the far side in front of the Grizzly bench. Ortiz. And Strickland sends a long one that'll be picked up by Baker. And she'll have a goalkeeper distribution. .45 seconds remaining here in the half and in the contest. Mickey Harkins, nice centering pass in the direction of Darling Simon. Avalar sends a long one for Harkins. That's going to go out of bounds, I think. No, yeah, well, it did, but it becomes a goal kick, and that'll pretty much do it. Coster puts it down. She may not even get it off. And she does not. There's the whistle and the final of this contest. Cape and Mount Carmel 3 and Northwest 1. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout to wrap this up. Stay with us. This is Northwest Grizzlies.
This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life.
With our executive producers tonight, Julius Bolden, Sam Schaefer, and Christian Maxwell, Kevin Arkin with you at Stryker Field, where the Grizzlies tonight fall to Cape and Mount Carmel by a score of 3-1. They will regroup for a game Monday night at Mays High. That will always be tough, and then they will be home next Thursday against the Heights Falcons. Come on out and support your Grizzlies both at Mays and at home against Heights next week. Again, our next webcast will be on Thursday, April the 25th, against the South High Titans from South High, and we look forward to seeing you on the web then. And until then, for our three executive producers, Kevin Arkin saying, once again, Grizzlies fall 3-1. Until next time, good night from Stryker Field. You're not done. You're not done. You still finished. Now, to shut it out, you click on live. Okay, and it's going to ask you this question. Stop stream, please confirm. Say confirm.